And greetings everybody, and welcome once again to another review. And this one is a bit of a strange one actually. I found this Tholian Orb Weaver ship knocking around in my inventory. So I thought, well, why not have a go at it and see what it's about. I'll be honest with you, I'm not a lover of Tholian ships, but it's a bit quirky. But as you know, for people who follow me, I do like quirky, and well, it is out of excuse me, it is out of the ordinary, isn't it? With its yeah, with its what is that? Anyway, moving on. Before I get myself dizzy going around and around trying to get the best view. Tholian Orb Weaver. I picked it up. Where did I pick it up from? Wow. I think it was the Tholian lockbox I picked it up from. Yeah, picked up from the Tholian lockbox. I think I recall now. Never got into using it. Because frankly I'm not, I'm more of a Federation type follower than any other. So, it just stayed there gathering dust, and then I found this the other day and I thought, well, far be it from me to ignore this ship. Let's have a go at it and see what it's like. So, anyway, let's move on. Let's have a look at the build. So it's a 3-3 build, and it would be really for a T5U. I'm actually using the I'm using Tetrions at the front, Tetrion beam arrays, one with a diffuse Tetrion beam, all Mark 15, ultra rare, very rare, yeah, ultra rare, very rare. Okara deflector array. The secondary deflector is just something I've just found floating around in my inventory, so I've banged that in. It's only a resonating secondary deflector, Mark 12. I'm using the Okara impulse engines, which gives me the 2-piece set, and I'm using the Elite Fleet plasma integrated warp core. I thought I'd keep the theme, and I've stuck the Okara crystalline resilient shields on. Yeah, not a lover of those shields, to be honest with you. I like my good old fashioned where are they? Mako resilient shields. But I want to stay with the theme, so we'll leave that as that. The back three, I'm using a diffuse Tetrion beam again, very rare, Mark 15, and I'm using a Tholian what is that? Thermiomic anyway, that I'm using that torpedo. I think I used this a few days ago and I didn't think it was any good, to be honest with you, but anyway, it's there. I'm using the omnidirectional Tetrion beam, which also is at Mark 15 ultra rare. In the devices, quickly going over, red matter capacitor, beacon of KLS, and a heavy Tetrion satellite turret. Engineering consoles, Trillium deplating, plasmonic leech, a simulated module. The console that comes with this ship is the Tholian web generator. Absolutely love them, so I'm looking forward to using it on somebody else for a change instead of me getting it, but anyhow, there you go. 0 point energy conduit, the Voth power subcore, the Barrow neural infusion circuits. I'm using the universal abrasive hazard shielding. In the tactical consoles, well, that's no good because it's for phaser damage, so I'm wondering if we should change that out. Oh lordy, what could we change that for? I don't know. Right. Leave that with me. Let me have a study at that, and I'll come back and let you know. See you in a bit. Right, so here we are again. Sorry about that. I had to just have a quick look and study to see what would be the best piece of kit that I've got in my inventory for this. I've got rid of the phaser beam locator, and I've actually put on the universal Nucara particle converter, which I had knocking about, so I thought I'd put that on. Gives me a +5 shield power setting, 17.3 Starship exotic particle generator, improves exotic damage. That's what happens when you try and rush things, you see. 17.3 Starship drain expertise, improves energy and shield drains stroke resistance to same, +10 accuracy rating with beam weapons, so we're going to get something from that anyhow. And I've put on tactical packs directed energy distribution manifold, 20% beam weapon damage, 9.4 hull capacity, and the same there with that one. This gives me a 22.5 beam weapon damage and a 10.5 hull capacity because that one is at level 15. So as you can see, Starship Mastery unlocks. I've had a little bit of a go with them today, but I haven't got to the full level 4. The first one is a 15% damage to exotic particle damage abilities. The second tier is 10% shield hit points. The third tier is improves hull healing abilities by 10% and improves shield healing abilities by 10%. And tier 4 is improved shield regeneration and hardness, 788.7 shield regeneration every 6 seconds and 5% shield resistance. The statistics, I don't look. Yes, they're not very high, are they? 16.2% critical chance and 136.4 critical severity. Yes, not pleased with that, to be honest with you, but anyway, it is what it is. Hull is 82,884, and the resists are in and around the 30s to mid-30s. Excuse me, I have a heavy cold coming on, so I'm trying to get this done as quickly as possible before I sneeze again. Righty-ho. Now, I have had a few people ask me about the skills, and I'll say what I've said on the last video. I'm not actually a master shipbuilder, and these are more or less the skills, the skill tree which I normally use, which is probably why I always lose in PvP. But anyway, by the by, so as you can see, again, this is heavily focusing on tactical. I may come back to this and review it at some point in time. Tactical readiness, coordinated protocols, fancy subsystems, yeah. Engineering readiness. Yeah, I think impulse expertise. Yeah. Advanced shield penetration, probably that one I'd like. Advanced hull penetration, that one as well. But, you know, what do you lose? Because I like already what we've got. But, anyhow, it is what it is. Just one quick word about endeavours. Now, your endeavours are hopefully what you should be doing every day. And when you click on your endeavours, it tells you basically what you need to do to achieve your endeavour. As you can see, I've got one still to complete, which I'll do later on tonight. Now then, why does this matter? Because you actually gain points towards your shields, your hull, your weapon damage, your drain resist, your energy weapon damage, your shield hardness, critical chance. As you can see, now someone commented the other day about my shields not coming down, you know, during a battle. and they were quite impressed by that. And basically, there's no secret to it. It's just that I've been keeping up with the endeavours, and eventually what will happen is I will have to use I won't have to use the vulnerability locators as such. It'll just be a case of using the endeavours to fall back on, and I'll be able to put some decent consoles in their place. Okay, so yeah, so it's quite important that you keep up to these endeavours, because as you can see, I've got virtually nothing for ground. I'm heavily biased to the space battles like everybody else, but there will come a point when I'm going to have to start dealing with ground ones, but there you go. Okay, so when you're putting a ship build together, it's not just about getting a silver bullet and being the best there is. I'm sure if you're new to the game, you're just discovering now that there's actually a lot more to this game than just banging a few weapons on a ship and firing it off into the distance. It's not. There's quite a lot of tweaks. There's quite a lot of things that you need to do. There is also one other thing you can do, and that is your bridge officers. So here, as you can see, I have got Renner. Renner? Is that how you pronounce it? Renner? Now, Renner is a Romulan. And, oh, sorry Renner, you haven't got any shields, have you? So, I'll give you just chuck some shields on. So, Renner is a Romulan, and her traits are here. And this gives you a 1.5 critical chance and a 3.8 critical severity. And the other one is TL. Now, obviously I haven't used TL. We'll pop her on though and see what... there we go. Now, what that should do is, because TL will have the same... There, look. It's up to the critical chance, only by a small bit, but it has upped it. So, you acquire these Romulan bridge officers from your fleet... from the fleet Romulan embassy, and it's on the top floor. But you have to make sure that your fleet is adequately provisioned in order for you to pick them up. And yeah, they're not cheap, but they do aid the critical chance and critical severity. So it's all these little tweaks that goes towards putting the ship together. Right. So I'm now thoroughly bored you to death. Shall we go have a look at the bridge and see what the bridge is about? I should just think what this is going to be like. I haven't visited the bridge, so... Right, so here we are on the bridge of the Tholian vessel. It's the first time I've actually been on here. The bridge. I mean, that is such a contradiction in terms, isn't it? I mean, how on earth do they access these consoles here? You know, I know they have 6 legs, but these Tholians are not Spider-Man, are they? And for goodness sake, where are the chairs? Where are they? Well, I understand they've got 6 legs. I mean, I have 2 legs, and after a full day's work, I'm absolutely knackered. These guys have 6 legs. You'd think they'd have something to rest up with, but no. It's, I mean, you can't move for furniture, can you? I am being a bit facetious there, but I mean, it's completely empty. You'd think there'd be... I were expecting to see Tholian webs hanging from the ceiling, red hot lava pools for them to go in and out of, and toxic showers or something of that nature. But no, it's just... I mean, what is this? Oh, well, that's pretty, isn't it? Let's have a look. What is it? Oh, duty officers. Oh, this is a duty officer console. Let's move over here and have a look at this one. What is this? Oh, you access your bank account here. I wonder what Tholians have in their bank account. I should to think I daren't look. Small craft. Well, I mean, it's I mean, there's no words for it, is there really? No words for it. I mean, well, you can't get off the bridge. I mean, it is massive. I'm presuming those consoles that are up on the roof, they must walk on them as well. You know. How? I know they've got 6 legs, but they aren't spiders, are they? They're not lights, are they? I don't think they're what? Can you? No, they're not. They must walk up the wall. But I mean, there's an awful lot of them in there. I don't know. It's very, very odd, isn't it? Very odd. But right, well, what can you say? It's well, I'm lost for words. I am a bit surprised actually. This is the first time I've been on this bridge. I was expecting more. But well, anyhow. Right, so they don't make them like this anymore, I'm sure. Thank God. Right, so let's go and have a look and see what you can do in the field. So I'll see you in a few minutes. So here we are. Let's give the Benthans a hand. Right, okay. We're going to have a go at killing some Kazons in our yes, in our what? In our Tholian ship. Let's have a look. Oh, here they are. Here's these Kazons. Let's. So here we are again. I do apologise. The server went down for Cryptic, and I've just managed to get back into the game. So I do apologise. You haven't missed much by the looks of things. I think that was the first salvo. Oh, here we are. Look. Oh, very good.
Our scans indicate your ship is armed and operational.
Well, I hope so.
You have demonstrated your ability to assist in an ongoing operation.
Very well.
You will either join our squadron as a deputized protectorate officer or clear the area immediately.
Alright, you can't tell me what to do.
47-42 states that the Benthan Guard may deputize.
Alright, what do you want us to do?
You are now my deputy.
Ah, thank you.
Looks
Right.
like our fight got them to notice us.
Right.
Let's go over and ask if their boss might come out of hiding.
Let's have a go. Let's see what this Tholian ship can do, shall we? Eat Tetrion, you Kazons. Might need a bit of help with these, I think. Well, the shields are holding up. I'm quite impressed with that. I'm expecting quite a lot of problems with those.
Keep concentrating fire on individual ships. Separate them and whittle down their numbers.
There we go.
We will not go quietly.
No, you tell me that every time. You never do go quietly. So let's go noisily, shall we? Let's try this web. Oh, there we go. There you go. I absolutely loathe these webs. I took a great deal of satisfaction from putting that one out. 'Cause it's always me sat in the centre of that. There we go. Right. That was quite fun, that, to be honest with you.
You will stand down and surrender to the Benthan Guard.
I hope he's not talking to me. I'm not surrendering. Ooh. That made me jump a little bit there. I forgot to dispatch that. This is actually growing on me, to be honest with you. I may just go look at the T6 version of this ship. Apparently this was retired when the T6 Tholian Orb Weaver came out. So I might have a look at that, because this one looks yeah, I quite like it actually. It's not too bad as ships go. I might have to do a little bit more work on the weapons. The problem is this is a predominantly science build. I'm trying to well, it's a science build character, put it that way. I would have preferred this to have gone into my tactical character, or indeed my engineering character. So, oh, here we are. So we've got some more Ks on here coming in. So let's go give these the good news, shall we?
Warning. Ship is under attack. 4 shields failing.
Yeah, I'm beginning to be not a lover of these Tetrian weapons. They don't seem to be doing much penetration on the shields. But they are more or less a shield weapon. They bring the shields down, actually. Each weapon, as you know from my previous reviews, and I did a weapons review a few weeks ago, each weapon does a different damage. And Tetrians are made more or less shield orientated damage weapons. Oh, well, they're taking a bit of stick at these Kazons, aren't they? They've had the old pulse phasers on there. There's been history a long time ago.
I'm taking you with me.
Well, where are we going? Anywhere nice? He always says that. Oh Lord. Right, so where are we now? Oh, we've still got one there.
That's got them. Excellent work. We'll send over a pacification
Brilliant.
party. Take the suspect into custody.
Right, so there you have it. The Tholian Orb Weaver. Yes, it's a T5U, but I'm quite happy now to go and have a look at the T6 variant. So I'll be keeping my eye out for that. So it was a nice little taster, really, to see what to expect. Apart from the bridge, which I think is an utter disaster, I think the ship is quite an interesting ship. It's an interesting design. Obviously the Tholians are quite an interesting species, and yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that. That was quite a good little rook, wasn't it? Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this review of the Tholian Orb Weaver, and I do hope to see you again. In actual fact, that's given me an idea, hasn't it, for the bridge? So I might even do a top 10 of bridges, you know. That's quite an interesting thought. So yeah, now I've seen that bridge, and I'm still in a state of shock having seen it. I think what I'll do is I'll do a review of my top 10 bridges, I think. So without further ado, and now I've thoroughly made you dizzy going around and around this ship, I will see you out there. So until next time, this is JeSter signing off.